guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. How are y'all all doing today? I hope y'all are having a marvelous Friday. I know I am. Went for a little walk. I'm back and I was like, let me come up here. Okay, earlier today we came live and we were talking about some really serious content. And I said, you know what? We're going to come back on here and we're going to kiki and we're going to giggle and we're going to laugh and we're going to point our fingers and shame some people. Okay, we're going to have a good old time this evening because it's after 6, so it's evening. Okay, we're going to have a good old time this evening and try to distract ourselves just a little bit from all the foolishness we spoke about earlier today. Okay. All right. Again, so before we begin, as always, please don't forget to like this video. Like it now because you already know you're going to forget to like it later. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm Jovi on all platforms. Please go ahead and go over there and follow me and subscribe. Also, I don't know what's going on. I might have to restart the computer, but we'll see. Also, don't forget to go to my website, jovibeauty.com, where you could get one of our dope ass scarves, sweaters, even this cute ass hat I'm wearing. Okay, we have a lot of cute lifestyle merch. And like I said, we are getting more. So get yours today. Because once they sell out, child, I don't know. These tariffs is kicking ass. Okay. Listen, last but certainly not least, don't forget you can always donate to the channel. It is thoroughly appreciated. Okay. All right. Are we gonna get into it? Y'all see the thumbnail. Stop playing with me. We gonna get into it. Girl, ladies. Okay. First, I went looking for this Nick Cannon story. And then I saw a story even more epic than the Nick Cannon story. And I want to share it with you. Okay, we're going to get to the Nick Cannon story after this initial story. But I think y'all are going to thoroughly enjoy this. I found why on site. Shout out to on site for being messy as they want to be. Okay. And we gonna get into this. Hold up. We're gonna get into this story. Okay. Again, if you are on the replay and the video is not up anymore, that's probably because I got copywritten and I had to cut it out. So yeah, hopefully I just want to say that in case we get hit and I gotta delete it for the people on the rewatch. Okay, rewatch gang, make sure and hashtag y'all comments so I know you're there. Listen, so this 84-year-old man, this old papa from Texas, child, papa from Texas, thought he found him a young whippersnapper. Okay, the whippersnapper was older than me, child. Listen. I tell see what I be saying? Listen, it don't matter how old you are. These niggas are still stupid. Okay? The lady was 54 years old. Okay? But she was a whole whippersnapper. He thought he was doing something. Hey, Naif, how are you? Hey, Starfish. He thought he had him a PYT. And she had him. Okay, let's go. We gonna play this shit. When I said I saw this, I said, oh, okay. So if y'all read the headlines, it says 84-year-old Houston man says his ex, 30 years younger, stole 1.1 mil in real estate with forged deeds. He said he's losing his health over this. Now, you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing. Hey, sweetest girl. I went for a walk. I got some air and I was pumped and I was like, let me come back. Okay. Before I get into what I'm gonna get into, because again, it's gonna connect all these stories. We're gonna listen to this old man talking about his pretty little PYT. Okay.
That bill can't come soon enough for an 84-year-old Houston man. He says he's been fighting for about 3 years now to get back 8 properties that were stolen from him. He told KPRC2's Joy.
8 properties. Okay. I hear you, Mr. Old Blood.
Joy Addison that the fight is costing him his health. Joy.
Well, Keith, the man goes by the name of Sam. He says these properties are valued at just over $1.1 million. He says he was made aware that the properties were allegedly stolen from him after he received a notice to pay rent on a property that he thought he'd always owned outright. In 2022, after receiving the notice to pay...
I can't help myself. Pay attention. 84-year-old man, 8 properties. 84-year-old man, 8 properties. I want y'all to pay attention and tell me in the comments before we continue, is that his son right next to him? Would you think it would be his son?
Pay rent to a person other than the landlord. Sam says he called the lender on the paperwork. He was then told that the property had been transferred to a property management group that had the same last name as his ex-partner.
I thought, no, I know my property. She said, well, they got your property and a remodeling company. I said, what?
He then learned that a $1 million loan had been taken out against the property and 7 others that he owned.
And she took the deeds. Got a lump sum loan again.
It says victim's friend. Y'all see that? Why would Pop friend be there?
Because all the properties were paid off.
After that, then they liquidated all my property.
The woman accused argues that the properties were given to her, but Sam...
Do y'all think the properties were given to her? Yes or no? Just drop it real fast while it's still playing. Yes or no? You think the properties were given to her? What do you think?
Sam says the signature on the new deeds is not his. He says he feels he was taken advantage of because the woman accused is about 30 years younger than him, had access to a notary, and a history of theft and fraud.
I lost my money. I lost I'm losing my voice. I'm losing my health and everything. So it's really hard, traumatic.
The lead attorney of Vestige Law says as long as you have a notary, taking deeds is easier than we might think.
Anyone can go file something in the property records office. They can record something on a property. All you need is a document you're recording. You go down there. You say, I'm recording it for this specific property. You pay them a small fee, $10, $20. And you can record a new deed.
And the best method of prevention is due diligence.
Once every 6 months, just go check your property. Put your address in and check if the property pops up under your name.
HPD confirms that the investigator on this case will be presenting charges to the DA's office tomorrow. There's also an ongoing civil case against the lending company that's involved. Reporting in downtown Houston.
Before I go into the comments, before I take my pronouns into the comments, I'm going to see what y'all said. Someone said yes. Someone said nope. Someone said poor guy. That's wrong had she did. Someone said how she gets her hands on the deed papers. Starfish. That's a really good question, Starfish. That's a really good freaking question, girl. I'm gonna look into these comments a little bit before I give y'all cause y'all know I'm quick to give y'all my opinion, but I'm trying not to. Okay, I want to see what the comments say. 84, 30 years younger than him is 54. She was no spring chicken. He got finessed by an old 304. She probably who the fuck is ringing my bell? Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. All right, y'all. I'm back. That was my neighbor. Okay. That was my neighbor. She came to give me some ribs. Okay. She came to give me some ribs. So I was like, girl, I'm working. Give me a second. She's like, I'm gonna go get it right. I said, no, I come knock in an hour. I'm busy. She was like, oh, I didn't know. All right, y'all. All right. What were we talking about? Okay. I was reading the things. The notary gonna get in trouble. I'm not gonna lie. This is filthy work. Sad as F. The man is 84. He not gonna listen. I ain't got, y'all already know. I don't have that much grace for these men. Okay. The question I had when I first saw that video is, where is his children? Why is his homeboy sitting there and not one of his children? Because you know Pop got children. He probably got them houses off of the backs of some women back in the day. Let's stop pretending these fucking games. Where are his kids? Why ain't near one kid, grandkid, nothing? Why they not there? Starting it off saying 30 years younger, regardless of whatever. You know what that tells me? That his ass offered her up, my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Because why else would you want some old ass man, especially when you fucking damn near 60 yourself, if you ain't gonna get something from it? It's the same difference between with these 20-year-old girls and the Shannon Sharps of the world. Oh, there's more shit about him, but I'll get to that a little later. Why would you think because a woman who is 10, 20, 30 years younger than you wants you, for regardless of what age you are, wants you when you obviously don't even have a family around you? You obviously don't even have your family around you, which tells me a lot about Papa. Okay? You are on the news. You were robbed for over $1 million. And not one of them kids is there to be like, shit, that's my inheritance. That would only make sense to me is if he is a deadbeat and they know they wasn't getting nothing out of him and he ain't never been there. And that gives me more thought to say he offered up those properties to the PYT so she will be in his fucking face. And she took them, as I would, and as you better, bitch. And now that she said, you know what? I'm good on it. I got what I need. I stayed a certain amount of time with you. You good? You got some of this Kool-Aid? You got some of this? You good? You know, I made you feel good for a little bit. Cool, you good? Now these things are mine. He ain't got nobody else to leave them to, because if he had anybody else to leave them to, guess where they would have been? Sitting on that goddamn couch. I don't feel bad for Pawpaw because Pawpaw ain't even have a son, not even a son. You know, sons always riding with their daddies, regardless. Not a son, not a daughter, not a grandkid. Like, yo, this was my inheritance. Pawpaw was helping me pay for school. Now Pawpaw can't help me. None of that. And he got. And I feel 100% that old girl is about to get away with this. I am going to pray. I'm going to pray for her acquittal, because if she had to endure that old crust, possibly That old crusty nigga dick. She deserved all 8, 9, 10 of his fucking properties. And his fucking life insurance. I saw somebody say he better look out. He probably got life insurance in his name. And he probably put it in her name. Let's not pretend like these old fuckers ain't willing to. They might have been, they screwed over women their whole fucking lives. And you just can't tell me that's not where he got most of them properties from. Screwing over, taking bitches income tax check and da-da-da-da and abandoning it. You can't tell me that. I don't care what you say. You can't tell me that. I know Papa etiquette. We're the grandkids that he found out the property, something was happening with the property because he was helping his grandkid get pay for school. Where's that grandkid? Or his daughter or son who live in one of the properties told him, hey, Dad, what's this paper? 8 properties, y'all. 8 of them. Because he gave it to her. She probably was like, I'ma go. You 84. I don't want to be no hospice care wife. And he was giving her just like any of these niggas out here. He just had properties to give. And he was busting it off like any other old motherfucker is to try to keep some young girl. And if he ain't doing it, you stupid. Because she might be older than me, but she a young filly to him. She a young filly. He said, free her. Free her. Not one bit. Of course she is. Is she a white woman? That's his business. But I just feel like she was an old black lady. A fine old black lady at that. I feel like she a fine old black lady. Yeah. Yeah. Probably took money from him. Maybe 1 or 2 of those houses was some other woman's inheritance he done took from her. Or some shit. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. Come on now. What the fuck is that? I don't know. She said, Scarfish said it's called karma. It's called karma. When, like I said, at first I was watching and I was like, dang. And then when I realized, when the guy started speaking, the other one, his friend, his homeboy, his friend who looked at about the age of the girl. So, you know, this man apparently is a big ass man child. His girlfriend young, his friends young, and ain't no family around him. You are on the news because some girl stole if the selling point would have been stole my grandkids' legacy, you know they would have used it. My children live in those homes. I'm a family man. They know they would have said it. They ain't say none of it. They ain't mention it. No children. They ain't mention no grandchildren. No nothing. And you expect us to believe that this old crusty nigga who more than likely abandoned his families throughout the decades did not offer up property or money or whatever. You know, these niggas will buy you a car. They do a lot of shit. Let's stop pretending. Did not or could not have given this young whippersnapper some houses because she was tired of taking him to dialysis. And he was like, I pay you with a house. I pay you with this. I pay you with that. And he signed it over. And she was like, okay. What's the difference? What's the difference between that and let's say some girl buy her baby daddy a car, some shit, put it in his name, and he go ahead and leave her with the car? What's the difference? And she stuck with the note. What's the difference? Oh, because the lady is 54 years old, people got a problem with it, right? Because ain't nobody supposed to want her. She supposed to be too old to get a nigga who want to be got. They want to be got. She supposed to be too old. That's what it is. That's what it is. She supposed to be too old to get a nigga who want to be got. Look at that. Easy. All right, y'all. So now we're going to go to Nick Cannon. Full circle. Full circle moment. So Nick Cannon is out here telling the world that he has an insurance policy on that dick. Sorry, I said the D word. On that prick. He was telling everybody the most protected part of his body is his balls. I don't know how to say it without it being whatever. Nick Cannon got like 6 baby mamas. I don't know. Maybe 5, maybe. I don't know. I don't keep track. She said, so baby mama number, I don't know. Said, funny. Funny. Any plans on seeing your children? It's been over a month, Nick Cannon. But good to know she'll get some of your money if anything happens to your... Then it goes on to... Then it goes on to say, Alasia Scott, mother of Nick Cannon, 7th and 12th. You can't make this up. Child is shocked. He's struggling to make time to see baby number 12. Can you believe it? They said Nick Cannon with 6 baby mamas and a whole dozen kids doesn't have any room in his schedule. Wow, never saw that coming. And this comes just after he revealed he said has a 10 mil insurance policy on his stacks. Maybe insure your time management next. You know what that says? You know what weird thought just came into my mind, and I'm gonna just say it because we're here. Don't forget to like the channel. I've been saying a lot of wild shit, so donate because they're probably gonna demonetize me. Oh my God, $10,000 and 12 kids ain't even a mill a kid. That's where my mind went. Am I bugging? $10 million, 12 kids. Ain't even a mill a kid. That's an L. Ain't even a mill a kid. Plus, daddy a Rolling Stone. We know how that is traumatizing to actual children, you know? Doesn't matter about the check, you know, just your dad not being there, you know? That's how you end up 84 years old getting got by a 54-year-old. Because you weren't there all them years ago. He probably got kids that lady's age. But okay, I'm not even going. Because I just thought about it. He probably got kids that lady's age. This nigga probably got great grandchildren, y'all. But we talk about Nick Cannon now. Okay, all right. Because I just thought about that. Not even his kids and grandkids. He probably got great grandchildren, y'all. Shit. Anyway, so this is what happened. She said, girl, you know that when you signed up, hush. Ma'am, you were number 7. He became an angel and you were removed from the cult. From the cult, you went back and became number 12. Please take a ticket, have a seat, and wait for your number to be called. Oh my Lord. Oh my God, let me read this little People's article on it and see if there's anything else, because shortly after the clip went viral, the 31-year-old model Slam Widen Out creator responded on her Instagram saying, in over a month, ha ha ha, yeah, it's the same shit. It's the interview, but I don't really want to talk about the interview. Interesting. So Nick Cannon is apparently still trying to have kids. He probably still have women pregnant as we speak, just not letting everybody know because, you know, sorry. Because, you know, he don't want people to know. And I don't know what you want from me. I tell y'all all the time, and even with these women, I get it. She's you know, but the thing is, these women aren't. They like, oh, because Nick Cannon got some money. These women aren't fucked up. You know, they could have found someone who was, you know, would have been there for them, or they could have went like I be saying, they could have went to the damn sperm bank if they wanted a baby so badly. Okay, not even $1 million for your kid, ma'am. Not even $1 million. And then he's not there, and you got all of this shit on your own. And then y'all not even allowed to date anybody. So you alone, taking care of your kid by yourself. When she's a model, and most of these other women he had children with are have shit and are somebody. And now just transformed into Nick Cannon baby mama number whatever. The only one we fucking even that's even valid is Mariah fucking Carey. The rest of y'all 8, 9s, and 6 and fucking 4s, we don't care. Because you didn't care. I feel, you know, for the kids, it sucks. We're about to see Nick Cannon, as he get older, go through a lot of shit that could have been avoided, because his kids are going to be everywhere and they ain't gonna stop talking. And that's what these niggas get. When you can't control your penis, you sign your deeds over to the PYT. When you can't control your penis, you end up with 12 plus kids and don't even have enough time to breathe, let alone go visit your newest born. Ain't that much fucking days and hours in the world. When you can't control your penis and your sexual deviancy, I said deviancy because it's deviant, you end up like Shannon Sharp, getting dragged by the young white ladies and the old white ladies. Did you hear about the new one where the ex-girlfriend came out and say he took it? He forced her and he took it. When you can't control your penis will destroy your life. Have y'all not learned anything from Diddy? Maybe not. A man who cannot, and I say this all the time, I say this to people I know in real life, I say this to y'all, a man who cannot control his sexual urges, who has no sexual, the word ain't responsibility, but you know, has no sexual, what's the word I'm looking for? Control. I ain't got it today. I was walking out in the sun, don't mind me. Can't control shit. I don't know too many sexual deviants whose lives are not falling apart, or just like, you think this is normal? Okay. it never goes well. And even if it takes to them niggas become about to sign a fucking deal and lose it like Shannon Sharp, or a motherfucker like Pawpaw, I'm gonna keep calling him Pawpaw. The first story where you was probably getting women your whole life, taking advantage, getting them. That's what it gives to me. And now at 80 fucking 4, you everything you done did then came right back around on your ass. And you sitting on that couch in that home that belonged to that lady now with your homeboy. Your homeboy ain't gonna let you move in. Your homeboy ain't gonna take your old ass to dialysis more than like twice. Your homeboy ain't gonna take care of you when your ass got a stroke. Those were the people he abandoned 40, 50, 60, 20, whatever years ago. That is the reason why he was able to get got by a young whippersnapper. And why he's sitting on the fucking channel, whatever news in his hometown, where people who are probably descended from him are looking at the TV and was like, "Ain't that your daddy? Fuck that nigga." While the descendants, people who came from you and you shitted on, because again, near mention of no children, near mention of no grand or great grandchildren, no nothing. But they got their lick back though. Oh yes, they do. Because karma got a way of coming back for that ass. Hush! I'm gonna kick that dog ass. Anyway, so those are the stories that I wanted to talk about because I find it very interesting. I'm gonna drop the link in case anybody wanna click on player. All right, and then I'm gonna drop a really quick commercial break. And when I get back, we're gonna get into the comments. And yeah. Hey guys, don't forget to go to my website, jovibeauty.com, where our items are not only sourced and procured with you in mind, but also with what's going to be dope this upcoming season. All right. So go to my website, jovibeauty.com, get you a new scarf, get you a new mug, get you something cute, and support the channel. It is greatly appreciated. Okay, guys. Okay. We're back. Thank you for staying. I dropped. I didn't even see you, girl. Go ahead, go off.
Hey, so just number one, I guess the last time I called, I have a very loud speaking voice. So my husband was like, "You were kind of yelling," and I was like, "Oh shit, sorry." But those type of guys, like the pawpaw man, how you 84 and about to lose everything? Talking about I'm losing my health over this. You're halfway dead. Like you're almost there, sir.
And that's why you can't convince me he didn't give him to her.
No, he probably did.
You can't convince me his old ass ain't give him to her just so she could take me to dialysis.
I wonder what the ex-wives and stuff got to say.
I wonder that too.
Because they always have a story. And, you know, the baby daddy extraordinaires, like, it's going to be interesting to see what Future's life is like in 10, 15 years.
Yep.
Nick Cannon, sir, we already know you going downhill. You're sick.
Yeah.
And you can't. I remember that thing he did with Dr. Bryant.
Yeah.
Woo, she had him squirming in his seat because he couldn't do the trickery and the charm that he's used to being able to get over on women with. Like, for some reason, Mariah Carey married you. I would have shut the hell up and been Mr. Mariah Carey. Like,
Yeah.
you got Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey.
Yeah. But his ego couldn't deal with that she was Mariah Carey.
Yeah, he said he didn't like that.
Yeah. So he wants to be able to fuck up bitches' lives.
And that's such a pathetic reason. Like, you knew who you were marrying. Who did you think? Mariah Carey's a legend.
Yeah.
She hits notes no other humans can hit. Like, what did you think you were getting? And I feel like if he would have stayed, they would still be together because she was just always like how funny and nice he was.
Yeah.
And he's still panning for Mariah talking about, I don't think she would want me. Why the fuck would she want you?
Yeah.
With all them damn kids. You got a litter of pups out all throughout the United States, Mr. Dick Cannon. And your kids, they're not gonna give a damn about you. They're not gonna know you. It's impossible to know someone who is not spending any time with you. And my biological dad, I think I mentioned this before, but I cut him off because he is still a fucking clown. And my stepdad gave me away at my wedding, which I was like, sir, it's a no-brainer. Like, you've been there, your
life. Yeah.
Yeah. And who was bitching and complaining? My biological dad, going all around talking about she didn't even tell me. I'm like, what do I got to tell you for? I've had the same phone number for like almost 20 years. So you could have just called.
In life, and then complaining when they miss milestones because they half-assed relationships.
Yeah, and I hate the type of fathers that expect the kids to always be the one to initiate everything. And I told some of my sisters, I was like, he treat us like how he treat these other women where we supposed to chase him.
Woo!
Like he the fucking prize. No, sir.
Oh, girl, you hit the nail. You hit a nail.
Yeah, that's how I always felt about it because I watch how he treat women.
Try to treat their daughters. They think but they treat their daughters as bad as they treat these women because they don't like women.
No, they hate women. Just like Sharp, I'm like, sir, what? You don't just start choking motherfuckers all of a sudden. You've been doing this. And Bourbon Bougie read the lawsuit. Oh my God. It sounds.
I saw that she read it. I didn't look at that episode, but I did see that she read it.
I listened to the whole thing, and oh my God, it was horrific. It was horrific, like what was described. And I'm like, of course, our justice system, you innocent until proven guilty, but it was just like he was a wild animal. The stuff, like, I think people should hear what that lawsuit had in it because it just was like it would make you think that jolly green Negro that's shucking and jiving and laughing, he sounded like a damn monster.
I would assume that those people are monsters.
Yeah.
Look at Thomas. What the fuck? The Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas.
Oh my God! He's a coon for real.
People like that are monsters.
Yeah, because you have no conscience. And Lord Jamar, he said allegedly he knew somebody who saw the tape that Shannon mentioned that might get dropped, and he was like, "Yeah, this is bad." And Lord Jamar is a hotep. Like he one of them.
A hotep from here.
Yeah, I was like, if he is disgusted, I'm sure it's bad. And the fact that he was trying to settle with her shows whatever info she had was gonna make him look really bad. And I guess what Shannon's argument is that was the nature of our relationship. Like, what's that actor, Army Hammer? Did anybody hear about that?
No, what happened?
So Army Hammer he was an actor from his all the men in his family are deviants, and he's into knife play and bondage and stuff like that. And he just said, I don't want to, I'm just a freak. Like, that's it. It wasn't any harm done. But one girl said that she kept saying the safe word and he wasn't stopping.
Mm.
And I was just like, you sound, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, you might be just as awful as people are saying. And the Army Hammer dude, he pretty much lost all his acting jobs. He had to sell like his pickup truck because he just didn't have no money. And he comes from a like wealthy kind of family. But there was a documentary about that, about his family, and all the men are freaks like that. And I'm like, I ain't here to kink shame. If you into bondage and stuff, but once a bitch say pineapples,
yeah,
you need to know how to turn it off. If you don't, then you shouldn't be doing this type of stuff.
Yeah. Like,
because you can't stop.
I know a lot of people who do a lot of weird shit. You got to have some self-control. Because when it's...
You could kill somebody.
When no is, it's fucking no.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of people out here who are into freaky shit. And again, I ain't here to kink shame nobody, okay? But that's why they have safe words.
Exactly. And he tried to say, well, the way she wanted us to do this was even if she said the safe word, I could keep going. And I'm like, but you still don't have a trigger, like, to ask, like, hey, are you okay? Like, you can't, if you're that into it and it's hurting somebody,
yeah,
that shows that you like that dominance and control. And Piers Morgan, as much as I hate him, he did an interview with Armie Hammer and was reading off the text that he was sending this girl. And he sounds like one of them psychotic type of men.
Mm-hmm.
And when I listened to what Bourbon Bougie was reading, I was like, he pulled a Cam Newton on this girl after she said no. And she kept saying, no, stop. And he was just talking about, I got chills, just disgusting. He's a dirty old man. And I'm like, now you can sink, like, for all we give a damn. If I don't care how many times y'all have had relations, when she says stop, y'all can be in the middle of it.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's stop. That's it. How simple is it?
What we doing? How we doing? If I say stop, it's stop. You going to jail?
Yeah, I'm calling the cops on your ass.
I would never be ashamed of. I don't give a fuck if I agree to the crazy. If I'm like, no, you continue, you are going to jail. Don't ever think that Joe is gonna be like, I'm so ashamed.
Okay, yeah, no. I'm hollering from the rooftops. I'm gonna be running like Jonathan Majors out of your house with half naked, whatever, getting away from you. Because to me, okay, I've been married like 7 years, but even when I say something, my husband's like, okay, cool. He's not into the domineering and stuff. This is a mutual thing.
Yeah.
With Shannon and these other types, it's about them.
It's about
and Shannon, you a big dude. You ain't no little dude. Like, just like when Jazzy was talking about Cam and she crying in the closet, I'm like, that's a giant, a gargantuan man.
Drive over hurting you.
Yes, those type of guys like that.
They get all excited because they made you come and pleasure and none of that.
No, it's about pain.
They made you cry. They made you hurt.
Woo. And think about that. Somebody where y'all supposed to be sharing something intimate and he's hurting you and getting off on it.
Excited about you crying and you not
begging
playing this. No, he's hurting you for real.
Yeah. And he likes it.
He loves it.
You know how other guys, Ted Bundy liked it. He said it. Somebody asked, like, why did you do all those things? He's like, because I liked it. There's no other thought besides that. You know, I'm not saying he's out here murdering bitches, but you don't just start choking out motherfuckers overnight. Like that's something you build up to.
In my mind, people who do weird shit like that, somewhere,
You want to, if it go too far, you will be okay with that.
it
Like,
might go left. It might have gone left. It might.
yeah.
You know, because that is not for me. Just like you mentioned, Ted Bundy. When you're actively trying to hurt women like that, sexually hunting them, there is not a great jump from that to
murder. It's like,
yeah.
And Shannon, you hunted that girl down from the lawsuit. He approached her at the gym. She was reluctant. He wouldn't let it go. And I hate a motherfucker that don't take no for a fucking answer, because that's one of my favorite words is no. Motherfucker, no. And he was trying to make her sign an NDA. Like, it was just that lawsuit. I was just sitting there with my mouth agape, because I was just like, you sound like a monster from this, and you better come up with some damn good evidence to turn the tide on this if you're trying to say that it's not true, because you were trying to settle for a reason. You was trying to beat her to the punch, and his statements was like, she hurried up and filed a lawsuit before we settled. And I'm like, so what did you do to her? Like,
you know, I'll see if I could pull it up and maybe review it this weekend.
Yeah, because she read that. I was like, what the finnuck is going on over there? He sounded very controlling. Like, and you know, he was a football player, and you gotta ask, you got CTE? Like, it's
scary, yeah.
And his mask slipped from that. Like, just reading that, I was like, you don't sound like that same guy that's doing these interviews and laughing it up and being and all that. That's why when I see these guys looking up to these men that's got money and all that, I'm like, look up to the ones that'll tell you they ain't shit.
Yeah.
Jay-Z told us he had a whole album telling us he wasn't shit as a husband, and he let his wife tell her side, because that's fair. And, you know, I'm not like taking up for Jay-Z or anything, but what he did was the real shit. And it was a lot of guys shitting on Beyonce for telling her truth about her ain't shit husband cheating on her relentlessly and her miscarrying multiple times from the stress of being with a nigga. And he's doing you like this. And I'm like, Jay-Z did that to humble Beyonce, because you're fucking Beyonce.
Yeah.
And he got you fresh young before you even really was out there. And he decided to take somebody like a Beyonce and drag her through the mud. She got every right to sing her songs on Lemonade. Every right. And he couldn't do nothing but respond with his stories of he wasn't shit. And now it looked like they got over it. You know, they got through it. But you know, those are the type of guys I'm like, first of all, don't look up to any of these motherfuckers. You don't know these people.
Yeah.
For one, Shannon, yeah, you seem like a cool guy, but you hate women. You hate women.
Yeah.
And I told you about the pipeline. It might, my Funky Don even said it. He was like, when you get guys like that and they chase these young girls that don't know any better, when, you know, when you've been around men long enough, you can tell when they down low.
Yeah.
And one of those is the fact that they will fucking kill you.
Yeah, they'll do that too. Yep.
And they chase real young women.
Because
you know,
young women can't recognize the signs.
Yeah, they don't know yet. And you know, I feel for people out here in these date streets right now, because some of these guys, it's like, you know, we have a mixed bag in the millennials. We got these weirdos listen to the red pill, and then we got the cool dudes. It's like, look, fuck gender roles. We just trying to function out here, cooperate together, move as a unit. I have a very egalitarian relationship. And it's because I don't like gender roles. My mom did it all by herself.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma, don't you depend on no motherfucking man. Have your own shit. Don't ever quit your job because he said you could. Don't trust any of that.
Nope.
And now we just got more money. That's it. That's the best part is we got more money. We not stressed about any of that. My husband's not trying to fit me into a square peg when he knows that I'm just not that girl. I'm not the submissive. I have a very strong mind of my own,
As you should.
opinions of my own, and I'm an Aries and we're crazy. And you know, I'm like, we could get turned, and I'm pretty goofy. You know, I'm a silly person just naturally, but don't try to change me because that's how you get ran up on by all this 5'1" fury. So, you know, the young girls, just listen to the 30 somethings. If you feel like you don't want to listen to the much older ladies, like them ones that was just on that damn podcast talking about I was blessed to like iron my husband's clothes so he could go cheat.
Yeah, don't
Don't listen to them motherfuckers.
listen to
Don't listen to them. Listen to the ones that's either in a very equal relationship or somebody who done been through the fire and will tell you what's what. Because you know, and if you got a single mama and you see how she move, and if she's the type to be like, I'm choosing me over you every single time, that's my role model. That was my mom. She would leave a man in a minute and would not give a shit.
You listen. I told y'all my mama been married a couple times, but I learned these hoes are recyclable.
They're like, there's what Gucci Mane say, they're like buses, miss one, next 15 one coming. That's
it. And for a woman, we don't even have to wait 15.
No, you waiting. Yeah. It's men watching you, waiting for you to be single. My current husband, my only husband, he was my friend before we got married. I dumped my ancient ex and moved on and moved to our capital, and we were already friends. So we just said, hell, what's the date for? Let's just get married. That was almost 8 years ago. So, you know, y'all young girls, listen to this. Like, don't rush into this stuff with these guys. Really, really get to know these guys. And Shannon, I mean, we know what that was about. That was about him wanting a young girl to control. He even said it. He said, the young ones are the ones that'll do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
So you could control them, you nasty bastard. So I feel like I didn't yell this time. Sorry, guys. I had to make sure I use my inside voice. My voice is naturally loud. So forgive me from last time.
It is all right. It is all right. For all you know, I got the volume turned up, and that's why you loud. You don't know.
Okay, because I did listen back, and I was like, "Damn, I'm loud as fuck." But I'm gonna drop down and get back to making my mama's present. I had to tear the whole damn thing apart and fix something in the very beginning. Luckily, I crochet and I don't knit because I probably would have threw it in the trash. So, all right, y'all have a good one.
All right, you too, girl. All right. Like, she ain't say one freaking lie, y'all. Like, I see someone says Hugh Hefner, yeah, and people are dragging his whole life through the fucking mud. Yeah, he took advantage of a bunch of young girls, and all of them girls is fucked up in the head, and they dragging him. And he I don't know where he at now, but you know. She said, Princess said they live the nasty skeezers. Oh, they like nasty skeezers, and eventually karma life comes to collect. Shit, they could like the decent girls. They just taking advantage of people. You know, at least the skeezers know how to get it out the back end. I'm just saying. He said my dog is barking in agreement. Now he was barking at the neighbor. I got enough kids to do 12 days. He said he got enough kids to do 12 days of Christmas. Child, listen. Shannon is mean and nasty. He deserves to be humbled. Oh no, it says humiliated. Yeah, okay, I'll do the shit. I'll find it. If any of y'all see it online, send it to me. If y'all send it to me, I'll do it this weekend. They don't think so. Don't absolutely. Annie Hammer is in the kind of who the fuck is? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Yeah, Leslie, cannibal. What? Nope. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Nope. He said Jeffrey liked it. Anybody like that? I think because if you just get so much, that's how serial killers get off a lot of the times. I watch enough Criminal Minds. I know the mind of a serial killer. We've all watched enough Criminal Minds. When a man is aroused by violence, that's a predictor of, Dahmer behavior. When a man is aroused or whatever, or with violence, he'll take you out of here, and that'll be the best of ever that he's ever experienced. So I don't trust nobody who gets down like that, because you don't know what they have done or what they or could do. You might like a little choke, a little smack. Next thing you know, that motherfucker done choked you to death for real. A little choke, a little smack, a little pop. Could y'all stop talking about this person, I mean, or whatever? Y'all freaking me out. Y'all weirding me out. I ain't gonna hold it. I'm about to finish up these comments, y'all. Okay. Have you said that? Yes, he did say that, whenever, again, when these men, and that is also, I believe men who have a bunch of kids are trying to prove their sexuality to somebody, to themselves, to the world. I don't know. And that, to me, that is also can be, to you not liking girls like that. And ain't nothing wrong with you not liking girls, but when you can't live in your truth, you end up being an 85 baby daddy. I haven't said 85 baby daddy in like a year. Remember, that's what I used to call Future, 85 baby daddy. Oh my God, I haven't said that shit in so long. Yeah. You watch Criminal Minds. Yeah. I'm good on that. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. Oh my God, we are under a minute. Ooh, if I leave in 30 seconds. I appreciate y'all for being here. Don't forget to like, follow, and support. Go to my website, jovibeauty.com. Get you one of our cute pieces of merch, or you can always just donate to the channel. I don't care if it's $1, $5, $10, $20, whatever. All donations are appreciated. I'm going to see if I find that Shannon Sharp thing. I probably can find it. And if I find it, I'll come up here tomorrow or Sunday and, give y'all know I hate reading them fucking court documents, even though I love the way lawyers write. Okay, I love the way lawyers write. Damn it, I hit an hour. Okay, I go off on tangents. Anyway, I'm going to find it and I'm going to come and read it. And apparently it's real traumatic. And I'm just, but I'm going to read it so I could reach my audience. Yeah. So I appreciate y'all for coming. And as always, I hope you live your life like it's golden, because there's no other way to live it. I'm going back.